Okay, good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Paul from the Money Mob, and this is the Money Mob Black Business podcast. We in the Money Mob, especially for those who don't know what the Money Mob is, we are a buy black crowdfunding, crowd purchase movement that uses group economics to support black business. One of the things that made us and gave us our claim to fame is the actual Money Mob experience, where we actually target businesses and we, at a day and time, we mob the business. Each person who actually is part of the Money Mob has to spend £10 per person. And in that way, we actually drive, obviously, finances directly to businesses, but also we make sure that people are aware of that business is also. No use having a business and no one knows about you. So that is a two-pronged thing, and that's one of the reasons why we've now gone into the media experience. We have had for the last 2 years a radio talk show, and now we have a podcast which you are now being a part of. So as I said, welcome, and I hope you will get a chance to not only see this particular podcast, as well as speak to see the rest of our podcasts, which we have a myriad of business leaders, experts in their fields that are going to be talking to you and getting you on the program of doing for yourself and making good choices in regards to your business. So with that, I want to just let you know that I'm here filming from Impact Brixton, which is a Black-owned, conscious-driven co-working space deep right in the heart of Brixton. Now, this space actually offers a place for you to register your business. You can have a business address, office space. If you want, this space is also open to hot desking. There's event spaces here as well as meeting rooms. We here are doing our podcasts, and there is podcast rooms that is also in the building. And a lot more, believe you me, the beautiful space. Now, look, the plan that they have for the next few years is they are looking to really support not hundreds, thousands of businesses to actually realize their potential. And they also want to be able to, not only impact our community, but also the broader community as well, and use the space for networking, free educational program, as well as events. Now, if you, what I've said kind of really interests you, please, make your inquiries to Impact Brixton. And if you use our name, Paul from the Money Mob, you will get a 10% discount on your membership. So sign up and support, support a Black initiative doing some really serious things. So with that, I actually want to introduce to you my guest, who I've known him, God, at least 20, maybe even about 25 years. And this particular brother has been, and he's a, he's an actual real soldier, in regards to, liberation, but also a serious entrepreneur who's been working, as I said, in our community for more than 20 years. So I just want to introduce this gentleman. His name is Mohammed. Greetings, brother. How you doing, sir?
Oh, brother, thank you. Greetings to you. Greetings to your audience too.
Thank you.
Oh, brother, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here on your show, The Money Mob. Oh, man. Beautiful job that you all are doing. Well, I've watched you from the inception.
Oh, thank you.
And you go in and out of Black businesses and to uplift those owners of those businesses and to spend money that the Black pound circulates in the Black community. Brother, that's honorable, that's powerful, and there couldn't be a better focus
Mm.
for us as a in this time now,
Absolutely.
brother.
Absolutely, absolutely, sir. So, brother, give us a first of all, I want people to actually, and I want our viewers to actually find out, who is Simon Mohammed? What does Simon Mohammed do? So please just introduce yourself, sir.
Simon Mohammed likes to work in the background. However, Simon Mohammed from time to time gets trusted to the forefront, because when there's a gap between our blacks in economics that are leading in aspects and those that are not, somebody's got to stand in the middle to try and keep that door open and usher others through.
Indeed.
So when it's black business or stop the killing in the community, if it's protection for artists or those that have been victims of some form of violence in our community, well, you get the Simon Mohammeds of this world. I say it that way because there's many soldiers out there that stand in that gap.
Yeah.
Many soldiers out there that put their neck on the line in order to help our people to come through.
I hear you. I understand.
So I would. Simon Mohammed is striving to be an activist, striving to be a peacekeeper. But also, Simon Mohammed is a husband, a father, and a brother that is just, he loves himself.
I hear you. I hear you. All right. Thank you, Ron. So now, I mean, okay, we're in that kind of strange time. It's probably stranger than any other time. How has it been for you? How has it been in regards to, the areas of work that you actually work in?
Well, since these strange times, I've been in the Caribbean, and it's beautiful because one, you have the fresh air, you have the sunshine, you have the fresh food of the Caribbean, but also we're not rushing like New York or England. The pace is different.
Yes.
So you actually get a chance to take time and enjoy a quality of life, which you don't actually get in Europe or in America.
Yes, I hear you.
So, yeah, so for me, business is tied to a better quality of life. Being here in the Caribbean, it's wide open for us. But we sometimes don't see it. Brother, let me say it like this. In Trinidad, there is approximately 1.5 million people here, their population. And the food bill, the imported food bill, is about 900 billion. That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
Those figures, with those figures, when you analyze it, you have to know that the economic hitmen are operating here because the economy starts shrinking. And the takeover is always just round the corner. You can't sustain that kind of food bill without heavy borrowing. brother.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Wow. So, I mean,
What I would say is that there's great opportunity here for individuals and for groups that are together.
okay. So do you think, because this is I mean, what you're saying here is very, very interesting, because there is a feeling more and more and more that now people are now looking at maybe an alternative. They're looking at somewhere else to lay their head and actually build a new life, and that the taste of Europe and the West is now getting rather sour. So, I mean, what is your view in regards to making that move and maybe setting something up, within the Caribbean? I know you've alluded to it already in regards to, the idea maybe people, kind of coming together as small groups. But I mean, realistically, is it something that is possible and viable for people to now decide, you know what, it's time to make the next move abroad?
It's difficult. The gloss of moving abroad is attractive. There's an excitement, but there's also a reality that unless you have finances together to be able to, i.e., build property or rent, then you can move forward with it quite quickly if you have your finances in place. But if you're doing it piecemeal, it becomes more difficult because hurdles will be put in your way. And when those hurdles arise, it is not pretty.
I hear you.
Let me give you some examples. Immigration. If your paperwork is not 100%, if there's a slight error in your name, i.e., your name might be Paul Mohammed, and you spell it on your passport, it's spelt with a U, but on another piece of your document, it has an E. It becomes a huge problem. And these are the minutiae which cause major problems. I mean, it can shut you down totally.
Like that.
So you've got to make sure that everything is congruent. Now, you know that we've been taught that there has to be verb and adverb agreement. So every little nuance has to be exactly correct. Otherwise, everything can collapse.
Okay, I hear that. I hear that. I understand. And in regards, so go on, brother.
So as groups and individuals, we got to make sure that we don't just talk about what we want to do. We've got to make sure that we back up everything with precise documentation. So somebody always has to read everything through to make sure that it's correct. Because when you do get the success of getting through, then it's beautiful. But it's that little mistake that can become major.
All right, so you can't, when you're making that move, you can't be kind of shilly-shally or slapdash. When you're moving, you got to be moving with a purpose, and you're going to be moving properly.
Yes, sir, brother. You've got to have military precision when you're moving from one country to another, even down to when you're dealing with shipping companies, moving your goods over, you know, because at some stages there might be charges and fees that have to be paid that you know nothing about and nobody's told you about, and it's not even in their documentation. But you are supposed to know.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And what our problem is, though, is that nobody has had a conversation with governments and government departments to say, look, these people are looking to come back. They're actually coming with a set of skills that can actually help the country. No, they don't. Nobody's had that conversation.
Right.
So we can't take it for granted. We have to be very careful. We cannot take it for granted that, you know, everything's going to go or be plain sailing. You know, we have to make sure that we've got everything sewn up, brother.
Okay. So in regards to business and actually doing business, you know, in the Caribbean, you know, what are we talking about there? Is it something that again, once we've got over certain hurdles and we've now got everything right and exact, that, you know, us now doing trade and doing business will be is it seamless? Is it okay? Is it still still a challenge? Give us an insight.
There are challenges. There'll always be challenges, but you see, once you've got all your paperwork in order and you've got your business up and running, brother, you can do so well. There's so many business people here that are flying. Business is good. Whether it's hardware stores, whether it's oil. I mean, there's the petrol stations here. This country has its own oil and gas. Now, even though the price of oil has dropped and that becomes a problem, the gas, they're still refining and they're using it for the CNG. So that's flourishing. So the business aspect will always consistently move.
Yes.
But we have to have the foresight and the vision, yes, to actually set up the right kind of business. And I would suggest that we start with food, clothing, and shelter. Those are imperative. Those are the building blocks of community and nation.
Yes, indeed.
And I think that anybody that's moving from Europe or America to the Caribbean or to Africa, they've got to look at, yes, themselves as an individual, yes, their family, but they've also got to look at community as well, because wants to go somewhere isolated. You can't go to somewhere where you don't know nobody. If you're driving down the road, your car breaks down. In some of these places, there's not the AA to call. So you might need to phone somebody you know. Or if there's a particular garage you're familiar with, you need to phone them. You know, so there's these little things also. But brother, business. I think some of the people with some of the most money here, people that sell flour and flour, water, and chana. You with me? They call it doubles. They make so much money, brother, and it's all cash. Now, it's a very basic food, but in all these rural areas, there's this little man, little woman with their stall. They're raking it in daily. So I think one is we have to be able to have the mindset to start business. I would say to anybody,
Yes.
get your business off the ground. Perfect it as you go along, but get your business off the ground. Don't procrastinate. Don't take too long. Because if you don't get in it, you won't really get the feel of it.
I hear you. I understand. So, brother, give us an insight of your businesses. I mean, reading through your bio, you got like 20 years experience. You're a qualified trainer. You're a mentor. You're a conflict resolution advocate. You're a boyhood to manhood specialist. I love that. You know what I mean? Just give us, an insight in regards to that.
Okay, so let me point over this shoulder here first, because I'm going to start with the Peacekeepers. So through the Peacekeepers,
of which you're a president,
and through the security. That's right. I'm the president of the Peacekeepers UK and Trinidad.
Right.
So through my security training, I'm actually a security consultant now. I've done bodyguarding, door supervisor. I went through all these different stages, but this had helped me to be able to do this.
Right.
That conflict resolution, that going into the community, speaking to young people when a situation arises, being able to react or act to it to help to bring about peace very quickly is what we do, and that's what needs to happen. So the Peacekeepers has allowed me to have the drive to be able to go into different areas, both in England, now in Trinidad. It's the same situation in England with groups of young people coming together, which, society calls them gangs. Now, we call them families, because it's normally because of an issue in the family why we leave up out the home and find brotherhood or sisterhood with other like-minded people. So the whole gang culture, we don't feed into that. What we do is we appeal to the individuals. We meet the people on a personal level. We roll up our sleeves, brother, and we go in and we get down with our people. Why? Because they have God within them. And if we can touch and tap into that God within them, the God within us, God within them will both meet. We do away with ego, the id. And the two individuals can actually become one. So then we can have a proper dialogue and we can look at what are the issues, what are the problems, and even more, how can we help you? Because I'm coming with a service. I'm asking for something in return. I'm asking for you to help to bring about peace in the community. But there's a certain knowledge that we can impart onto our young people that can help them to be at peace and to be at ease. and to understand themselves and the anger and the frustration that they're going through. But also we have an economic blueprint. And this aids the whole situation. In East Port of Spain, here in Trinidad, which is said to be the worst part of the worst part, we went in, a group of young men and women, we went in to go and speak to the people of the community. And the love that we received was so beautiful, brother, that now we have built from nothing, from no finance starting off, we built a 6,000 square foot educational center called now the Kwame Ture Educational Center. This, we are now bringing about generational wealth. This is the importance of groups coming together. There's always been a science that we've never been taught, and that's the science of business. Business is warfare. And if we don't get and be about business, then our people are going to always consistently suffer.
Indeed.
So I decided with the Peacekeepers that I'm going to constantly push wherever I am. I'm going to be present for peace. So if there's some kind of conflict going on and I see it, I'm heading straight up in there. Why am I heading straight up in there? Because I believe that 99.9% of situations we can help to resolve.
Absolutely.
The group of us with the Kwame Ture Educational Center, we decided that we would have our own African Expos, brother. So now, bi-monthly, we've been holding African Expos where Black people come in from all over Trinidad and Tobago. And they're bringing their goods and their services, setting them up on our grounds where nobody can tell us when to switch off the light, what we can do there and what we can't do there, brother.
Beautiful.
In our car park, inside our building, we put tents, we have tables out, and the people come now. Right now, we've been practicing social distancing. And we had, I think 2 months ago now, we had the last one, and we controlled the social distancing and the flow of traffic coming in and coming out, and the cleaning and the sanitizing. Yes, we practiced that. That's fine. But no one can tell us when to leave.
I love it. I love it.
It's ours. The land. Land is key.
Love it.
Look, in the economic blueprint, okay, the Honorable Elijah Mohammed gave 6 sections: food, clothing, shelter, transport, health, education. Now, when we look at all those different aspects, well, we can provide all of those aspects. We can start getting involved in wholesaling, retail, and restaurants. That brings catering in, that brings bakeries in. Clothes, tailoring, materials, linen, all of these aspects, brother, it brings in, because this is what our community needs. We need agriculture, farming, animal husbandry, brother. All of these aspects we have to get involved in, but we can't necessarily do it in Europe.
Yeah, I
We
hear
do it
you.
on a smaller level. Yes, we can have plant pots outside our house and in our front yard and our garden and stuff. But on major levels, we have to step out of Europe. And with the attitudes that are being directed at us as a people, we have to rethink our position in Europe. Or we have to become thicker skinned. It's one or the other.
I understand that. I understand that. I definitely
Yes.
understand. But brother, I want to know, I mean, I want to know a little bit more about the Expo part and what you're looking to do, because obviously, you know, this is a business program, and the idea for the Expo
Yes.
in Trinidad, it just sounds visionary, larger than life. Give us an insight. What's going to happen with that?
Okay, let me tell you about the first expo we had here. Okay, so we had speeches throughout the day. We had people's wares being sold. So that's everything being sold. That's from sandals all the way to electrical goods by black-owned companies, male, female, children.
Wow.
It's the whole day. I mean, we started from something like 9 o'clock in the morning and we went until you couldn't even see. Matter of fact, all you could see was the little flickering lights flying past.
Fantastic.
Throughout the day, we announced every business and we explained about every business that was there. We get the details out, we spoke to the people, we called them up to the microphone, they spoke about their business because we was letting people know these are those you have to trade with. As we went around the whole place, everybody said that they didn't like coming to the microphone, but as they did, the essence of their business and their understanding of actually what they're doing started to come out of them. So, you know, we always teach that education is something which is in us that is being brought out of us.
Indeed.
That's all we done, brother, was help to bring out of them that which was in them. We brought them together, all these different African businesses, these black businesses, to be able to showcase to the world that we don't have to buy from everybody else. We have everything amongst our community: food, clothing, shelter, health, transportation, education. All of it, brother. We have it all. Now, I'm gonna talk about my business for a moment. I'll come back to the expo.
That's
Okay?
right.
Now, on that first expo, I showcased my a new business that I decided to dabble in. It's a technical business, VR. So what I done is myself and my daughter, we set up a virtual reality tent.
Wow.
And people would pay their money because there's a fee for these things because, you know,
You're running a business.
you want to have a donation to what you're doing. So we had a tent erected actually inside the building, and people would go in and it was pitch black. And we would put on the headgear on them all before they go in, and they've got these bits in their hands. And we explain to them, these are your controls, this is forward, this is backwards, this is to, you know, to fire and all sorts. So as they've gone in, brother, they got this thing on their head, so we guide them in. And brother, when they came out, they said some of the feedback was amazing, brother. There was this particular brother who was a doctor. He said that, you know, it was fantastic. He felt like there was something touching him, that somebody was always, you know, pushing him and pulling him and all of these different aspects. One lady come running out of there because it was a particular horror one that we had put in, you know, but the beauty was, brother, people felt the whole experience. So this is something that we really wanted to keep pushing and keep providing this kind of service, because we are in every field of endeavor.
Indeed, indeed.
And in most fields of endeavor, we're actually leading the way.
Indeed.
So my mindset was, this is Laventil. I'm going to give them the best. Brother, when people came in, children, women, you know, elders, brother, they enjoyed the experience. The lady who came running out of there, brother, she said, brother, I'm not even going to ask for a refund. She said, so scared, it was so real. That's what she said. She said it was so real, I had to get myself up out of there. And that is what I wanted. I wanted them to experience it.
Serious. So okay, sorry.
I'm gonna just show you one of the headsets. Just bear with me 1 second, because I have them just here. So these are the headsets, and then they go on over your head, and you adjust it here, and then you have a control, and you operate with the control, and you're actually looking in to a screen. So, and I've got boxes of them. I don't know if you can see, just beside the beside the banner there, I've got boxes, and you know, we just push on with it, brother.
All right, that sounds serious, man. Serious. So that is the that's based around creating experiences for your clients.
Yes, it's the whole virtual reality. You know, you've got different games, you've got different sceneries that you can provide for people. You know, but it's a moment of escapism. It's a release. You know, there's one particular one, which was the one I showcased on the day, which was the whole zombie the whole zombie attack. You know, the whole virus, you know, escape. And actually, it's quite funny, because to have the virus or pandemic amongst us now, when I first launched the VR, we actually had a huge speaker in the room, and we was actually playing the warning, and the warning would go, warning, warning. And brother, it would talk about these zombies and, you know, how, you know, they're running towards you, and don't touch none of them. If they bite you, you know, you'll be contaminated. Oh, brother, you know, and now this was being bellowed in your ears and everything. Bro. You with me? So whilst you have that on, it was just totally amazing, and people paid their money, you know, to come in and to enjoy that. So what I'm saying, brother, is that if we can conceive it in our mind, we can bring it about.
Absolutely.
But we've got to conceive in our minds services that our people will appreciate.
Absolutely.
We got to give them the best. Yes.
Fantastic.
So this is the banner I have here. Sorry, this banner that I have here, I don't know if you can actually see it properly. Hold on a second. But this banner is the one which was all over, you know, I had these all over the tent.
Okay.
Advertising in, you know, the zombie attack, the virtual reality zombie attack. So that I had them all around the tent, brother, and it was a huge tent, army covered, you know, the whole lot.
Wow, that sounds
So,
serious,
yes, sir.
man. That sounds serious. So look, we're now literally kind of going to the end. I wanted to just ask you just one or two last things. One, could you give
Yes, sir.
us 3 tips that we really need to be thinking about when we, and I think you've alluded to some of them already, but please give us at least 3
Yes.
main tips that we will need to employ if we are now looking to move, especially to the Caribbean, and also to live as well as do business.
Okay. So first of all, I would say visit the Caribbean. When you visit the Caribbean, don't just stay in the nice parts. Travel the Caribbean. Go into what is called the worst parts, what they call the worst parts. Go and talk to the people in these areas. Find out what their needs are. Find out how you can help to serve them. That's number one. I would say land. Land is key. Land is that which builds a foundation. Land is the foundation. If you have land, you can build institutions. If you build institutions, then your religion, your culture, you can encapsulate with the young for generations to come.
Okay.
That's what the Indians do, whether they're Hindu or whether they're Sikh or whether they're Muslim. That's what the Christians do. We're the only ones who don't do that. So we have to now start employing that.
Okay. And
then go ahead, brother.
No, please. Number 3.
Number 3, I would say that we have to control everything that we produce, whether it be content, whether it be products, whether it be transportation. We have to be in control. If we're not in control, someone else can use and abuse and misuse you and your wares.
I understand.
So go around, check out the shipping companies, find out who's running them, go and talk to them, build up a relationship with them. Try and control the narrative as much as you can. That's key.
All right, fantastic.
And then go ahead and do it.
Exactly.
Then go ahead and do it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay.
We have to step out on faith. Faith is not just an internal thing. Faith is something that you have to exercise.
Yes.
There has to be an action part attached to faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, but there's also an evidence element attached to it.
Indeed.
And that evidence is seen. Yes, you have to make it seen, your faith. So then through your works, you shall know me.
I hear you.
So that's key, brother.
So, brother, where can we actually contact you if people wanted to contact you in regards to, maybe, they're looking to transition from the UK or America or Europe, and they maybe need advice, or in regards to your VR business or the Peacekeepers, how can they contact you?
peacekeeperuk@gmail.com. I'll say that again, peacekeeperuk@gmail.com. I'll say one more thing, brother. I'm writing 3 books at the moment. And we all have our story. We all have a story. And I encourage all of you to start taking some notes about your life. Start putting them down on paper. Start tapping them into your notes in your phone instead of constantly swiping left or, you know, looking at this and browsing that on your device and taking up your time doing other people's things. You write your story. You have a unique story about you. You are special. You write your story. It's about time that our story be told. And that is key. That my 3 books will be out by December. By the end of December, my 3 books should be out. They'll be in e-form. You'll find them on the radio station that is going to launch soon. Something else that we're working on, which will be firstclassradio.com once we get there. But by December, we'll launch all these aspects. You know, we're pushing forward with all of these. We're not stopping. There's always something that can be done. The biggest room for improvement, you know, is there, and we have to do that. We have to improve. So constantly we have to chase ourselves. We have to constantly evolve.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. So, brother, the last question I wanted to ask you is this, and this is the money mob question.
Go ahead.
All right, brother, if you were given one wish in regards to the Black community, what would that one wish be?
Wow. In truth, brother, my one wish and my greatest desire is that we recognize that we have a man amongst us that has taught, trained, and worked in the Black community for over 40 years, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He is an icon, an inspiration, and if we really look at this man, the name Jesus comes to mind. So I would be unjust and wrong if I didn't ask everybody, check him out. Check him out. You may find the missing link that our lives have been missing for a long time.
Fantastic, fantastic. All right, sir. I knew it was going to be a fantastic conversation, a fantastic interview, and it was. Right. You know, so thank you so much, brother. For those who I'm going to be watching.
Can I say?
Go on, brother.
Can I just say, just before you conclude, brother, the beauty about us as a people is everybody's economy grows because of us. Indeed. Now, Swiss from the Soul Solid crew, he pushed and brought about the day called Black Pound Day. Indeed. And I would encourage all of us, subscribe to it. follow it. Let's grow it. It's not just about an individual. This could become massive, and everybody will support it.
Indeed.
I love what that young man's doing.
Absolutely, brother.
Thank you, brother.
All right. Okay, so with that, we're gonna call it a close. Please, when you see this, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you share, and the most important thing, make sure you subscribe, and so we can actually be in a position to produce more. Make sure that you can help us as we help Black businesses to grow. And with that, again, I want to thank you, Brother Simon, so much.
Brother, I thank you, brother. And I was just going to say, look out for our magazine, the Peacekeepers magazine, that will be coming out soon. You'll see some of us on the front of the magazine, but it'll be a little while. Just keep an eye out for it. It's all coming. It's all coming to you.
Fantastic, fantastic. All right, cool.
Thank you so much. I thank the Money Mob. Great job, brother. Keep it up.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, family.
Thank you. All right, so remember, support Black business. Remember, support the Money Mob, because it is definitely the future of Black economics. Okay, take care. Bye.